Good afternoon and welcome. It is day number 3 of the Northwest Baseball Championships coming up here in 5 minutes. It's the class of 2023, Oregon Metro East versus Washington Metro. Well, we are pleased to bring you all the action here on Table Rock Sports and bring it all your way. I know we have a lot of coaches, some scouts watching, maybe a few parents here and there, and it's been a lot of fun the last couple of days or so to get to know these players better. Both this Oregon Metro East lineup and Washington Metro team. It's interesting how over a couple of days you begin to become more and more familiar with the players and their talents and what they can do, and it's been a treat to bring the action your way in spite of some of the challenges that have come our way in terms of the heat and then also the smoke. This is smoke you see out here. We're not at the coast getting the mist off of the ocean. Unfortunately, this, for the last few years in Southern Oregon, has become par for the course in terms of the smoke out here. Fortunately, I can say the players have coped pretty well. It's been a real treat to get to know some of these young men, and they've all been very pleasant. Seen some, classy behavior, good sportsmanship. Taking a look at the conditions right now, it's 88 degrees at game time. The forecast high for today is 102. Our air quality index, we got a little bit of rain here in the not nearly as much as probably we could have used late last night, but nonetheless, we did get some rain. That helped the air quality a little bit, but we're kind of back to where we started from. Switch cameras over here, and you can see here warming up. Washington Metro is wearing the purple uniforms today. Out on the bump for Metro, wearing number 36. That is Cleo Tesaro from Ingram, Washington. 6'4", 195 pounds. 3.75 GPA. A lot of good students on both sides of the ledger. Well, we've seen that all throughout the tournament. These kids that were hand-selected to play in this tournament, you can tell not only are they winners out on the diamond, but they're winners in the classroom as well. Oregon Metro East will face off against Washington Metro. They'll be wearing the green uniforms. One of the things that they can do in this tournament is, with the number of players that will come up to hit, they can play with the batting order a little bit. So looking at the Oregon Metro East lineup, what we'll see is the hitters 1 through 6 will hit twice in a rotation. Then 7 through 12 will hit in the rotation. And then after everybody's got a couple of at-bats in, then they'll go ahead and go 1 through 12. Hitting first for Oregon Metro East, number 35, Max Wright, getting the start at the hot corner today. First pitch is a ball. Count goes 1-0. Wright from Westland, Oregon. As you can see, a righty hitter. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Next pitch. Grounder to the pitcher. Tesaro throws over to first. One down in the inning. Brandon McKinley getting the start at first base for Washington Metro. Actually, I take that back. Looks like they've had a little change in the lineup here. That's Luka Rallies. Yeah. Count 1-0 to Brady Owen. He's ahead in the count now. 2-0. Owen getting the start behind the plate today. Owen can also play the outfield, right-handed hitter from Gladstone. And once again, everybody we see here in this game, part of the high school graduating class of 2023. Oregon Metro East, coached by Ricky Walker from Oregon Tech over in Klamath Falls. Owen draws the walk. He'll make the little trip down to first base. And that'll bring up first baseman Tristan Wallace. Looks at a pitch. Tesaro, ahead in the count now, 0-1. Count even at 1-1. Wallace is a student over at the school where I work, Cascade Christian High School in Medford. Wallace plays first base, and he can catch. 6'1", 200 pounds. Throw over to first. Rallies, nice stretch to get that throw. One out in the inning. As you can see, the runner on first, Brady Owen. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Wallace. Wallace also a football player. That pitch in the dirt. Catcher does a good job of keeping it in front of him, but Owen takes off. He advances, and now he's in scoring position. Wallace, the number 3 hitter in the order. And again, we're going to go 1 through 6. We'll go through and hit again. 7 and 12 will get 2 at-bats, and then they'll go 1 through 12. Ball popped up on the play. Out behind second base for Washington Metro. That is Marquise Abelhassan. 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring Caden Blazer to the plate. Tesaro out of the stretch. Blazer starting in center field. He'll also see some time on the mound today. Count 1-0. Pitch goes for a ball. The specs on Blazer. Outfielder, right-handed pitcher, 6 foot, 175 pounds. One of 2 Washington players on this Oregon Metro East roster from Kamiakin, Washington. Hitters count now at 3-0. Bases on balls is Hal Owen. The runner at second got on base. Tesaro comes to the plate. Runner goes to third. And he's safe. So the first run of the game, 90 feet away for Blazer, the hitter. And he's on. Runners at the corners now. Opportunity here for Drake Gable. Throw down to second. And he's safe. We came into this tournament really not expecting a whole lot of small ball, but we have seen some of these athletic players run in this tournament. Add a little element of excitement to it all. Gable from West Lynn, Oregon. That pitch low. Tesaro walks the bases loaded with 2 out. And that will bring up number 26, Andrew Demianu, right-handed hitter from Pendleton. Demianu playing left field, at least to start the ball game. Bases full with 2 outs. Tesaro working his way through a jam. There's a strike. Strike the call from the man in blue. Pitch in the dirt. Behind the plate is Jack Bergstrom. And he's done a nice job today of keeping the pitches in front of him. Ball hit foul. Out of play. So Demianu will play the first 3 innings in left and then move over to right field. Working the count. Ground ball over to third. The throw is off target. And a pair of runs will score. So Oregon Metro East getting on the board. Off the error by the third baseman. Runners at second and third now. And again, doing the 6-man lineup rotation in this ball game. We're back to the top of the order with Max Wright. Wright drew a walk in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. The runners at second and third. 2 down. Oregon Metro with the early lead without the aid of a hit thus far. Ball is the call. Next offering, that's called a strike. Tesoro from the stretch. Wright looks at that one. And a called strike 3. So Tesoro gets the K, but not before Oregon Metro East puts 2 runs on the board. We'll go to the bottom of the first and get our first look offensively at Washington Metro coming right up.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Bottom of the first. Getting our first look at Washington Metro for today's game. Playing first and leading off today, Luka Ruljancic, right-handed hitter from Bishop Blanchette. He'll be followed in the order by Brandon McKinley and Jack Bergstrom. Washington Metro finding themselves trailing in this ball game. We'll talk about it, even though these are all incoming juniors this year, there are already a couple of players that have made college commitments. And we'll talk about that as they come up in today's game. Ruljancic. This will be another opportunity for us. We've had a chance to look at him, get a good look at him the first couple of days, and I could say definitely he has acquitted himself well thus far in this tournament. Taking the hill for Oregon Metro East Left-hander Wyatt Connolly. Opens with a strike. Little back drop on Connolly. Connolly, left-hander, 6'1", from Sprague in the Salem area. Count goes even now at 1-1. Glad to be here with you today. This is a baseball fan's delight. By the time this tournament has been said and done, I've had the opportunity to take in 17 baseball games. Count now 1-2 from Connolly, ahead of the hitter. Got two cameras we can go back and forth between. Working the camera on the first base side, Jonathan McCreary. Johnny McCoy out in center field. That pitch fouled off. 1-2 to the leadoff hitter, Rulyancic. Ground ball over to the first base side. And the runner is out. One down in the inning. And that'll bring up Brandon McKinley. McKinley playing, we'll see him later in the game at first base. Right-handed hitter, obviously. Swing and a miss, strike one. McKinley, 6'1", 205 from Woodinville, Washington. And Connolly winds and fires this one low for a ball. That'll even things up at 1-1. His team staking him to a 2-run lead early. Swing and a miss. And the count goes 1-2. Ground ball, the throw pulls the first baseman Wallace off the bag. Runner on. McKinley, wearing number 39 in purple for Washington Metro. Jack Bergstrom, the catcher, up next. First pitch goes for a ball. We'll be keeping our eye on McKinley. Looks like he's about a good 7 steps off the bag. High throw over to first. Wallace reels it in. One out here in the bottom of the second. Oregon Metro East with the 2-0 lead. Strike evens up the count. Pitch goes for a ball, and the catcher, Brady Owen, motions as if to throw to first, but he doesn't. Ground ball didn't hit to Wallace. Throw over to second. So that'll erase the lead runner. Bergstrom on the fielder's choice. So 2 out in the inning. Runner on second. And that'll bring up Marquise Abelhausen. Connolly gets ahead of the hitter 0-1. Abelhausen, 5'10", 160, lefty hitter out of Mercer Island. That pitch low. Runner on first, 2 down. Washington Metro trailing early, 2-0. Runner takes off. Now back to first. Gets underneath the tag. A little excitement there on the base pass. Count 1-1. Swing. Drive out to left field. That is going to bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. Sure. All right. Thank you. Thanks. All right. So on the ground rule double, the runner, Bergstrom, allowed to advance 2 bases. First pitch to Crossland. Fouled off. So Washington Metro get the score, but they have 2 in scoring position. Crossland, 5'11", 185 out of Roosevelt, Washington. That pitch fouled off. 2-strike count. Crossland opening in left field this afternoon, and we see these guys moving around, getting looks at multiple positions. That beat into the ground. Goes foul. So Bergstrom strolling back to third base. Then Abelhausen at second. And Crossland will take that one for the team, and that'll load the bases now. opportunity for Teddy Schulte. Schulte, 5'11", 170 from O'Day. First pitch, a strike for Connolly. Trying to work his way out of the jam. And he's got a pitcher's count now at 0-2. Trying to erase this Washington Metro threat here in the bottom of the first. Next pitch. Good eye by Schulte. Starting in right field today. Connolly. Swing and a miss. So Washington Metro loads them up, but gets nothing across. It's a 2-0 ball game. We'll be back with the top of the second coming up here in just 30 seconds.
A new way to achieve the highest level of savings. Peak Rewards. The Peak Rewards app is your roadmap to savings wherever your journey takes you. Simply by using our mobile app, you can shop for a mountain of savings in any of our convenience stores and fuel up for less. Just download the Peak Rewards app, register, find participating stations and stores near you, and start saving. With Peak Rewards, you can travel further for less. So what are you waiting for? Download Peak Rewards today and find a location near you.
Tesoro taking his warm-ups in preparation for the top of the second. Trailing in this game 2-0. Again, making mention of the fact that actually this team got on the board without the benefit of a hit. A little bit of trouble with walks, and we also had a fielding miscue. All part of the game. Cleo Tesoro, see, he's got good height there, good pitcher's build, 6'4", 195. And again, Oregon Metro East going to go 1 through 6 in the order and kind of go around to each player there gets 2 at-bats. Then they'll go 7 through 12. Those guys will get 2 at-bats, and then they'll go 1 through 12 in the batting order. First pitch strike. And that was something that Tesoro struggled a little bit with in the first, was getting those first pitch strikes, so good on him right there. And another pitch for a strike. And the hitter, Brady Owen, number 2 in the order, playing catcher. Ground ball, left side of the infield, third baseman throwing it across. And that'll put a runner on second. If it were the official score, and I'm not, obviously, that rule that one in error. Well, at least looks like from here that just simply got away from Abelhausen. First pitch in the dirt. Count 1-0. So nobody out and a runner in scoring position. Oregon Metro East with Tristan Wallace at the plate. Wallace now ahead in the count. Out of the stretch. Ground ball, right side of the infield. Play well executed, and the runner is out. So Wallace returns to the dugout. The runner, Owen, will advance to third. And that'll bring up Caden Blazer starting today in center field. Little line drive. Punches it through. And we get the double play. So good piece of work with the glove. A little bit of trouble for Washington Metro, but they get out of trouble, and that ends the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second with Oregon Metro East leading in the ball game 2-0.
Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All U.S. Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Jim McCoy here along with Jonathan McCrary and Johnny McCoy bringing you the action. We're watching athletes from the graduating class of 2023. Washington Metro in purple, trailing in the ball game 2-0 against Oregon Metro East. Wyatt Connolly on the mound for Oregon Metro East. And he's getting set to face Tyler Bugby. Bugby will play left field a little bit later. Bugby from O'Day High School, 4.4 student. He'll stand in against the left-hander Connolly. For his first at-bat of the day. Bugby looks at a strike. That one high to even the count up at 1-1.
Remember, Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Top of the third. The pitcher, Cleo Tessero, started today's ball game. Getting set for his third inning of work. Now he finds his team in a tie ball game. So after surrendering a pair of runs in the first, he's finding himself a little bit more of a groove here. Getting more of those first pitch strikes in the second. Drake Gable, leadoff hitter in the top of the third. Pitch goes for a strike. We have two more ball games coming your way this afternoon here at Field 9, and we're straightening them all. Tessero now ahead on the count, 0-2. Gable out of West Lynn, Oregon, up in the Portland area. Ground ball, hit to third, throw over to first in time, and there's one down. Playing third for Washington Metro, that is Oliver Hogan with the successful delivery. And now we have Andrew Damiano from Pendleton. That pitch low. One down here in the inning. A little bit in the way of fireworks from Washington Metro. Adds a little air of drama to the game. Got a breeze blowing in from the east. Unfortunately, I think that's where all the fire activity is coming from. And I know as the day went on, our air quality went from bad to worse. And Damiano showing a good eye at the dish. He's on with one out. That'll bring up Cal Pickhart with his first at bat of the day. So now we got the 7 through 12 hitters coming up. Gives a little bit of a quicker turnaround time. So they went 1 through 6 twice. Now they'll begin to go through 7 through 12 twice before then eventually going 1 through 12. Swing and a miss. Pickart gets corkscrewed there from Mountain View High School in the Bend area. That pitch low. Pickart played the first couple of innings at short, and now he will move over to third for a couple of innings. Pitch is low. We've had Demiano threaten to go. And that pitch off target. Now Pickart gives Oregon Metro East a pair of base runners with one out. Top of the third. Now we have Jay Shao. First pitch goes for a strike. Count goes 0-1. Shao, or I should say Tessero, steps off the rubber. Everybody settles back in. Out of the stretch. Pitch goes for a ball. Jay Shao, infielder, right-handed pitcher from La Grande, Oregon. So we got some Eastern Oregon representation on this roster. That pitch high. Shao now ahead in the count. Runners at first and second with one down. That one low. Count goes to 3-1. So a little bit of trouble here for Tessero. But he's hanging tough. He's scheduled to go the first 4 innings. Then Vorpal will come on in the 5th. At least that's the plan. Shao tried to sell him on the idea of it being a ball. Umpire having nothing of it, and so now that'll run the count full at 3-2. Shao. And he strikes him out. So 2 gone now. And that will bring up Cameron Masters. Cameron Masters Doble from Tigard. Lefty hitting catcher and outfielder wearing number 30 for Oregon Metro East. Runners at first and second with 2 out. Tessero, he'll pop that one up on the infield. Can hear Abner making the call with authority, and that will end the bottom of the second. It is the top of the third, I should say. Tie ball game. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
Coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, God! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Getting set for the bottom of the third. The starting pitcher, Wyatt Connolly, remains on the bump for Oregon Metro East. Connolly from Sprague, that's over in the Salem area. 6'1", 185. Washington Metro. First pitch, a ball. Brandon McKinley, the hitter. Count now even at 1-1. In the fifth inning, McKinley, who is simply hitting to start the ball game, will move over to first base. And he's ruled safe. Brandon McKinley, his team rallied from being down 2-0 to tying up the ball game, and now he has an opportunity as the potential go-ahead run with Jack Bergstrom coming up. Bergstrom from Decatur High School, playing catcher. First pitch goes the other way, base hit. So Bergstrom wastes no time in getting aboard. And that'll bring up Marquise Abelhausen. Second baseman hits the ground ball up the middle. And he's retired. They'll advance the runners. So now we have runners at second and third and one out. Michael Crossland, his turn at bat. Hits a ground ball up the middle. And he goes down. Two gone in the inning. So Connolly with a little bit of early trouble, but Oregon Metro East weathering the storm as Teddy Schulte comes up. And he'll tag that one. Solid hit out to left field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. For Washington Metro. Good, solid contact out to left field, and now Washington Metro, who started out in the game, down 2-0, leads in the ball game, 4-2. Ground ball, hit the short, throw across, is in time. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, and it is Washington Metro 4 and Oregon Metro East 2. We'll be back after this timeout. Cleo Tesaro, the starting pitcher for today's ball game, continues for Washington Metro East. His team now leads in the ball game by a score of 4-2. Washington Metro with good contact and able to get something out of it. First at-bat of the day for Peyton Knowles. Top of the 4th we go. Ball game scheduled for 7 innings. Count level now at 1-1. Knowles ahead in the count. Pitch called for a ball. Gets a hold of it there. Hit to second. Throw to first. And it's in time. 1 gone. And that'll bring up Austin Takahashi. That pitch low. Knowles, who you just saw. We actually do not have him on the original roster. And I know there were a couple of guys added later in the tournament. As for Takahashi, infielder, right-handed pitcher, 5'10", 165. Calls Roseburg home, just 100 miles up the road here from the Medford area. Seen him make some nice plays defensively. That pitch called for a strike. And Takahashi, we got a little behind here on the pitch count, and he draws the walk with one down. So Takahashi on first. And that'll bring up Blake Mattern. Mattern, lefty hitter, throws right-handed, 5'8", 155 from Washougal, Washington. He'll lay down the bunt. And he legs it out. A little bit of small ball here. As Mattern gets on. Runners at first and second. With one down. Swing and a miss. And that's Cal Pickhart. He's got a pair of runners on. With the runner at first representing the tying run in the ball game. Ground ball. And that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and it is Washington Metro 4, Oregon Metro East 2.
As the president of Southern Oregon University, I want you to know that you are welcome here on our lovely campus.
Hi, my name is Marjorie Trueblood Gamble, and I'm the Director of Diversity and Inclusion here at Southern Oregon University. We want you to know you are welcome here.
I'm Susan Walsh, Provost at Southern Oregon University, and you are welcome here.
Du bist hier willkommen. You are welcome here.
열어서. Tu és bem-vindo aqui.
SOU 欢迎你.
तपाईहरुलाई यहाँ स्वागत छ.
You are welcome here.
أنتم مرحبون هنا.
欢迎来到美国南俄勒冈州立大学.
ยินดีต้อนรับ.
You are welcome here.
Chào mừng bạn đến đây.
You are welcome here.
Bottom of the fourth. The starting pitcher, Wyatt Connolly, remains in the ball game for Oregon Metro East. His team trailing in the game by a score of 4-2. Wyatt Connolly from Sprague High School. 6'1", 185. Before we get things going, and I know this is a point where we'll begin to see some players move around defensively. We'll do the best we can to stay on top of that. Teddy Schulte at the dish. That pitch called for a strike. Connolly gets that one over and evens up the count at 1 apiece. Pitch high. Actually, that's 27 and not 21, so actually that hitter there is Jake Lockwood. My apologies. Pitch low. Connolly comes to the plate. Little chopper. And the throw in time. Lockwood retired. And that will bring up Jason Abner. Pitch high. Abner been a part of the action offensively for Washington Metro on the day. Hits a ground ball. Down to third. Across the infield it goes. And Abner legs it out. So a runner on first with one down. Washington Metro in purple, leading in this ball game 4-2. Looking for more. Oliver Hogan up to hit. He hits the ball just past the outstretched glove of the Oregon Metro East third baseman. So Hogan's on. Now we have two on with one out. Hogan is number 24 at first, the runner. Abner working in the lower portion of your screen there. That's second. First pitch is a ball. Jaden Holloway playing center field, and he'll move over to right a little bit later here. Connolly gets that one over. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. Pitch high. Gets away from the catcher. And the runners will move up. So now we have Abner at third. Hogan at second. Holloway with one down, a golden opportunity to extend that Washington Metro lead. Cody Anderson from Bellevue College guiding this team. This one popped up, and the hitter's retired, so a big out for Connolly and Oregon Metro East. And Reeve Boyd now up at the plate. Infielder from Seattle Prep. See if he can't bring these runners home. First pitch over for a strike. Caden Blazer and Jace Schauf scheduled to come on in relief. Little ground pounder there, and count now goes 2 strikes to Reeve Boyd. Connolly, that pitch low. Nice job keeping it in front of him as the catcher. Once again, that one in the dirt. Playing catcher right now, that is Cameron Masters-Doble. Bouncing ball, hit to third, throw across the first, and he's safe. Abner will score. So Boyd gets on. Runners at the corners. 2 gone. First pitch a strike. Up at the plate, Luka Reljancic. Ground ball to third. Throw across. That one's in time. And that will end the inning. But not before Washington Metro puts 2 more on the board. Stick around. We've got the top of the 5th coming your way right here on Table Rock Sports.
A parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Sometimes with stream issues, but we're up and running once again. It's a 6-2 ball game. Washington Metro on top in this one, and an opportunity to extend the lead. Leadoff hitter for Washington Metro, Brandon McKinley. At third, and remaining in the ball game, Wyatt Connolly. Pop up on the infield. One down. One down. McKinley remains at third. Michael Crossland, the hitter. Crossland wearing number 46, and again, Washington Metro wearing purple. Crossland started out in left field today and has moved over to center. RBI opportunity here for him. He takes for a ball. Comes to the plate, pitch called a strike. (6-2) your score. Coming up at 3:30, we'll have another matchup coming your way. Take a look at that after this pitch. Called for a ball. One down in the inning. Next delivery. And it goes over into right field, base hit. Crossland getting on his horse, coming around second and sliding into third. Throw is overthrown. McKinley will score. And makes it a 7-2 ball game. Connolly showing nice speed. Good route around the base pass. Crossland an outfielder from Roosevelt High School. And now Teddy Schulte is on. As the run comes home. Now an 8-2 ball game as Crossland easily scores. Tyler Bugby up to hit. Runner at first, Schulte. And they get him. That will end the threat in the bottom of the fifth. We'll go to the top of the sixth. 8-2 ball game. Oregon Metro East looking to try and make a comeback here, trailing in the ball game 8-2. Ryan Vorpal, who's come on in relief and done good solid work, will now get ready to take on Blake Mattern. Pitch low. Count 2-0. He gets a hold of that one. Nice little hit there to dead center field. And the leadoff hitter is on. Blake Mattern from Washougal, Washington. By this stage of the game, he's playing center field after starting in right. Max Wright. So now we're back to, with each half of the order having had 2 at-bats, now we're all the way back to the top of the order. So we'll go through all 12 now. Wright taking his lead off of first base. Actually, I shouldn't say that's right. That's like Mattern, Wright the hitter. fly ball out to right field. Abner there to record the out. And they also erased the runner on the throw to first. So good heads up defensive play. Base is empty now as Brady Owen comes up to hit. Owen will look at a strike. Vorpal, the lanky right-hander, ahead in the count, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And he goes out on strikes. Oregon Metro East starts out with possibilities. Unable to capitalize, though.
In the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Here we go to the bottom of the sixth. Out on the mound now is Caden Blazer for Oregon Metro East. Our first look at him on the mound today. 6 foot, 175-pound right-hander from Kamiakin, Washington. He comes on in relief of Connolly. Now stepping up to the dish for Washington Metro, Tyler Bugby. First pitch low, 1-0. So Oregon Metro East started out in this ball game with an early 2-0 lead. Little ground ball. But Washington Metro with 8 unanswered. Bugby leans out of that pitch. 2-1. Swing and a miss. He did not get cheated on that one. Looking to lay the hammer down on that. Now hits a little ground ball behind second. Throws over to first. And he's on. Now stepping up to hit, Jake Lockwood. Finishing out the game at catcher. He'll foul that one off. Getting the attention of the players over in the opposing dugout. Runner takes the lead. He takes off. But he's coming back on that one. Ground ball up the middle. It sneaks through for the base hit. Bugby dives into third. As Lockwood gets on for Washington Metro. Runners now at the corners. Jason Abner, the hitter. That pitch gets away. Bugby steps off. But he'll stay at third. That pitch called a strike. Abner, from this observer's point of view, has had a pretty good tournament. We've seen him hit the ball well and also make some nice plays out in the outfield. And he draws the walk. And the bases are loaded. Oliver Hogan up. After starting the game at third, he is now playing shortstop. He looks at a strike as the count goes 0-1. Count even. Swing and a miss. Vorpal at a jam, getting a pitch he needed there. Swing and a miss. And that will erase the hitter. Holloway steps in. Jaden Holloway started in center, now playing in right. Pitch gets away. And a runner scores. So now we have runners at second and third, and it's a 9-2 ball game. Holloway. Takes on the pitch. Shows good patience at the plate. And that will load him up. Reeve Boyd. Opening pitch is strike. Bases loaded with one out. Count now even. Pitch called for a strike. Boyd. A slightly close stance. And the throw down to first. Off target. Around to score is Abner. And Holloway goes to third. So first and third in the inning. Top of the order, Luka Ruljancic. Started the day at first base. Swing and a miss. We have Holloway at third and Boyd, the runner, at first. Pops that one up to right field. And making the catch, Andrew Demiano. Nine-2 ball game. We'll stick around and we'll be back with more following this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Super.
We had here today. Again, time limit. We're able to get 6 innings into the game, but going to have to call it a day here to keep things on schedule, as once again we'll have Washington Metro East and Oregon State. And again, those are all of these games we're streaming here from Field 9 are the class of 2023. Jim McCoy here. Thank you for joining us. Again, our apologies for the technical difficulties, but it kind of comes with the territory. Unfortunately, from time to time, you just work through it the best you can and then get back on track. Again, thank you for joining us. This has been a presentation of Table Rock Sports.